All right. So earlier today, I saw someone on my Facebook feed ask how to clean up pool filters. And this is something that my wife learned how to do on her own, probably like over a year ago. So she's going to show the process, and I'm going to post this on YouTube just so that people can understand how to do this themselves. We used to have a pool guy, and since then, all the cleaning, we don't even have a pool guy anymore, but she's going to show how to do the cleaning of the filters. Filters are dirty and pushing dirt into the pool because we have an issue with squirrels pushing dirt into our waterfall, which the dirt goes through the waterfall through here and into the pool. Not a lot of dirt, but some dirt. And the vacuum basically cleans up the dirt, which is great. It does its job. But when the filters get super full of the dirt, they start pushing it out like that. They get pushed out through there, fall there. And so we're going to clean it up. So what was the first step that you did? You turned off the pump and then you depressurized it?
Yeah.
Too, which is why she's wearing that. This doesn't get a lot of, you're only opening the bottom, right? So all the dirt can fall through, or come out, all the water.
Pressurize. Water.
Get over there. Kind of 9 o'clock in the morning. We're trying to get this done sooner rather than later because it's supposed to be a high of 107 today here in Southern California. So anyways, when you do this, babe, you normally do it and then you clean the filters by taking the filters out from there, correct? But that's not what we're going to do today. We're just going to,
Just need to stand at the bottom.
because the pump keeps pushing all the sand and the dirt back into the pool because it's so full of dirt and sand at the bottom of there.
Sand.
Yeah. When it gets so full of sand and dirt, they will push it back and it comes in through that port right there. You can see it right there. It comes in through there and it falls there. And then the vacuum will suck it and then it just keeps pushing it back again. Then we wouldn't have this dirt and sand problem if it wasn't for these squirrels that periodically come back behind there and push dirt and sand into the path there. And all we got to do to solve that problem is patch up behind those rocks, put some concrete patches so that the dirt can't be pushed back into the path of the water. Basically, the water falls from way up there, comes through there, underneath the bridge, and into the pool. Vacuum sucks it all up, pushes it into the filters, but once it gets so full of dirt and sand, then it pushes it back out like this. We're trying to solve that problem. So how did you learn how to do this? Exactly. You learn through YouTube, and you're creating a YouTube video yourself so that you can show other people that they're perfectly capable of doing it themselves. But before this, we used to pay people to do this. Just in case you guys didn't hear, she said we were paying $150 a month for them to come by 30 minutes a week. Yeah, we were paying someone $150 a month to come by and clean for 30 minutes a week at $150 a month. And it only takes us about the same time, 30 minutes a week to clean this, but maybe once a month. But anyways, long story short, perfectly capable of doing this yourself. What did you just do there?
Clean the filter out.
It's one filter right there that takes all the bigger particles, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here.
Yeah, one away. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need to update I'm sure we can get the seal that's in there just by itself. It's relatively old. Get out of here. When we bought this house about 10 years ago, obviously all this stuff was already here. And it was already old 10 years ago. So that tells you just how old this is. What she's doing is after the system has already been depressurized. Don't do this step unless you've already depressurized the system. Let me know if you need help, babe. I can put the phone down if needed. She goes like, I'm going to get this screen. Cool. So we're going to have to rinse that out, babe. I'm going to have to. Do you want me to take them off completely?
I'm going to have to. Good job.
Yeah, no, let me just take it off completely.
Stand.
Yeah, let me take it off. Let me do this really quick. I'm going to take the filters out. So what we're doing here, these filters need to come out. And the way they come out is by pulling them up from this tube. They're connected here. All I'm doing is wiggling it up and pulling straight out. To note is that you totally can take this apart here by removing that top screw. This entire section here will come off. It will come up, and then you can pull each filter out. This is one filter. See, there's multiple filters. 1, 2, 3. There's probably 12 in here. And then rinse them out. And you can do that. That's totally doable. We don't do that anymore. It's just too much work. We leave it all together in whole, and then we just rinse them out from here. We rinse them from in between with the water hose, get all the dirt. As you can see, there's a lot of dirt from the vacuum sucking all up. Again, we're trying to resolve this issue by patching up behind that waterfall all the holes that are causing the squirrels that come into our yard to push dirt into the path of the waterfall, which then falls in here, and then it's just an endless cycle. But because it's been like 105 and above for the last week or so, it's too hot to be working back out here especially when they're trying to work with concrete. So we're just waiting for it to cool off so we can permanently resolve that squirrel issue there. What's up? Yeah, I know. Yeah, typically what she said is that this normally lasts 3 to 6 months. When we don't have a squirrel issue, we do this once every 3 to 6 months because the filters don't get dirty that often. But between a lot of fires that we've had locally, when the fires happen, there's a lot of ash that gets thrown into the pool and then the vacuum sucks it all up. That's thing one. It's been windy for the last month or two. It's typically, that tends to send a lot of stuff into the pool. Again, it works harder. And then we have the squirrel issues. And the reason that the squirrels have been coming into our yard is because they're coming in through behind our fence there from the neighbor's yard. And they find shelter from the heat behind our waterfall. And they want to build a burrow there. So they push all the dirt on this side of the rocks there. And then we turn on the waterfall and the waterfall pushes all the freaking dirt into the pool. Normally, we don't do this that often. We do it about once every 3 to 6 months. Lately, we've been having to do it every 3 weeks or so. Yeah, with that, you want me to take them apart? Oh, I agree. She was saying that we probably should take the filters apart and blast each one, but it's so tedious taking each one off and putting them back on there in the perfect position. It just takes a lot longer. Quick while she's doing that. All right, so the filters are officially clean. You can see they were completely full of dirt. They're all clean. However, there's a bunch of dirt and sand at the bottom. Goes back. Can I help you with that? Don't forget to tighten it. All right, what's this step that you're doing?
Fine.
So she fills it up with water, just as much as it'll go, so that once the system is completely closed, it'll take less time for it to fill up, so that we can turn everything back on and have the vacuum start doing its thing. Otherwise, it takes the pool a lot longer than us to fill that up. Let me keep brushing water.
Before we have to just hit the hose.
All right, so this thing was recording over there, and it automatically turned off because it's so hot out here that the phone overheated. So my wife was done cleaning the filters. She put them back on. She filled this up so that it doesn't take as long to get pressurized. And then what's the next step, babe?
Using the silicone lubricant to seal this. So you just put some around.
This is silicone lubricant that we put on there. We're gonna have to get you a new bottle.
No, it's halfway full.
We're gonna get a new seal here. It's worn out, and it's you can see that it's gotten stretched. It shouldn't be stretched that way, but we still make it work. It still seals everything tightly. But she uses that lubricant every time that we do this. She uses that lubricant every time. Looks good all the way through. Made of fiberglass and so that the fibers are already starting to fall apart. Whenever you touch it, you get fiberglass all over your hand. So that's why she has. Yeah, I know, but when they're this old, they start falling apart. They freaking. And these tools are so freaking hot. Now she's tightening everything up there. Oh yeah, you did.
Can't do it that way. The bolt needs to be the other way.
You what? Okay. So that people can know why do you hit it.
Tighten it with the seal.
So that it can get tighter, right? So we're hitting it with the mallet so that the plant can get tighter seal around the system.
This little spot needs to be smaller.
What's that? This gap right here, right?
Yeah, I mean that gap. It's pretty close up.
So now she's gonna open that up.
So much water. I need water in there. Okay.
And how do you know when it's full? So that people can where it'll spray out from there, right? Yep. From there, you'll know that the system is full and that the pressure is gone. Once it starts spraying out from there, then you can just close that little lever there. So the filters are officially clean. That filter there, those filters there, they're officially clean. System's been turned back on, and from up there, we open that lever. And once that whole thing is full of water, it's going to start shooting water from up there, and that's when you'll know that it's completely full of water and it's pressurized. And then you can close that lever, and you officially cleaned your filters in your pool with this type of system. And you don't have to call a pool guy to do it. If you like this type of content, or the DIY type of content, please like and subscribe. Comment below if you'd like to see more content like this. Just comment below. I think the next project that we're planning on doing is replacing some sprinkler system parts in our front lawn. But again, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's like yesterday was a high of 106. Today's going to be a high of 107. It's just too hot to be doing anything right now out there, so we're just waiting until it cools off. But I think that's going to be the next project. The project after that we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a table down here, a prep table. Like, not a prep table, a counter there. And yeah, a counter there. And it's going to match this one here. But it's going to be open at the bottom because we plan on putting our 2 dog crates. These are 2 that are put together. It's not one complete crate, it's 2 separate ones. We're going to be putting these dog crates side by side over here underneath that countertop, so that she has a countertop to prep and fold laundry, and then dogs can be underneath and we can remove them from the kitchen area, because that's where they tend to just chill over there. We don't want them here anymore. We want to put them over there. Anyways, like I said, subscribe if you like to see this type of content. Comment below if you have any input on this video, and if you have any input on or advice on how to do it better or faster. But when we first started doing this, the cleaning up the pool filters, we didn't know what we were doing, and it used to take us like an hour to do it. I think now we've gotten it down to about 30 minutes. So anyways, yeah, like and subscribe and comment.